Hey there kids, welcome to another math video for Eureka Math. This is Module 2, Lesson 6, homework, and this is another one of my favorites because multiplying is fun and easy and this lesson just makes so much sense. The objective here is to connect area models and the distributive property to partial products, the partial products that you're going to get part of the product here and part of the product here, and then we'll have the total down here. So we're going to use an area model to do the same thing, 27 times 36, and we're going to make a big old picture of it here so that that can be a tool for your toolbox in case you forget the steps of the standard algorithm because you're brand new at multiplying these big numbers. You can use these area models to help you if you get stuck on a test. Anyway, let's get into it. Also, if you follow me or subscribe, that's great. Please go check out the problem set video before you watch this one so that you can get all the notes and learn actually how to do it before you watch this one for the homework. Also, you should have done your homework already, so make sure you go do your homework. Don't just copy everything because that's not really helping you. You should go give it a try. So always try first, and then use this as a resource to help you after you're done so you can check your work. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got my two factors. Remember, factors are numbers you multiply. And I have 27 and 36. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my 27 on the top looking like this, separating by place value. And then I'm going to put my 36 on the side. And remember that we build up from our large place value positions, the tens, 3 tens, to the ones up on top. Why do we have to do it that way? Because I said so. No, just because this is going to connect to our final answer there, which is going to connect to our partial products. This is all about partial products. In the standard algorithm, we're just getting parts of the products at a time, and then we put them together. So why does the area model help? Because we have a lot of zeros, and you should know by now, after that whole first module with all the zero multiplying that we did, it's easier to multiply these basic facts with the zeros. So let's do it. 6 times 2 is 12, and then there's a 0. So 20 times 6 is 120. 7 times 6, 42. And you really should just know those facts. 6s and 7s and 8s, probably the hardest ones, but go play multiplication.com games. Those are great, and practice, practice, practice. Here we have 3 times 2 or 2 times 3. It doesn't matter. You can change the order. You still get the same number. It's going to be 6. There's a 0 here and a 0 here. 1, 2 zeros. 20 times 30 is 600. 7 ones times 30 is 7 times 3 for 21, and then the 0. This also is going to be our second partial product. So let's take a look at what we would get if we added these two together. So I would have 120 plus 42, which means 2 in the ones place, and then I've got 4 tens and 2 tens for 6 tens, and 1 in the hundreds place. How about over here? What's nice, again, adding with zeros, is that the only place I have something that would stack up on each other would be the hundreds place. 6 plus 2 is 8, so it's a 0 in the ones, 1 in the tens, and 8 in the hundreds place. So those should match my partial products in the standard algorithm. This is where we're going. You're not going to do this for very long, so really try to make the connection. Now watch. We have 6 ones, just like we did here. We're going to multiply it first by the ones place. So we go, it's like high-fiving. You go high five, tap your way across with this same number. So 6 times 7, this is the 42. The ones place goes down. This is how I used to do it for my own children. I said this one goes down and this one goes up and over. When you write a number like that, the ones place goes down, the tens place goes up and over. 42. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Look, I got 162, which is what I should have gotten. So now I know my first part, the first part of my product, which was 6 times 27, I did get the right answer. So yay, a little celebration. Next, partial product is going to be the 3 in the tens place. We're really talking about 30 being multiplied by 27. Okay, so since it's 30, if you just put a 0 there or leave it blank, we're going to start putting our answers to the multiplication in the tens place. 3 times 7 is 21. The 1 goes down. Again, if it's 21, the 1 goes down and the 2 goes up and over. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. There's the 810, which is our second partial product. Then we're going to add these two parts. Again, that's what part is in partial to get the complete product. 2 plus 0, 6 plus 1, 8 plus 1. And we should get 972 for our first answer. Any questions out there? Okay, JK, LOL, let's move on. I know I can't call on you because you are not here. But anyway, that's how we do it. Oh, this is how we do it. Sorry, there's a song for everything, and I do that every now and then. I can't help myself. All right, 527, so we're going to start with 527, which means we're going to have 3 boxes or columns. And we're going to have 2 rows because of 36, which is 30, and then 6 ones. Okay, so again, taking each one apart should be very easy. Lots of zeros. 6 times 5 is 30, and 2 zeros. 6 times 2 is 12, and 1 0. 6 times 7, you already did it, 42. 5 times 3, 15. Watch out, there's a 0 here and 2 zeros there. It's good if you put in a comma when you've got 5 digits or more. Notice that I don't always do it for 4. That's just me. 2 times 3 is 6. Got a 0 from the 30 and a 0 from the 20. So 20 times 30, 600. And then 30 times 7, we're going to have our 0, but 7 times 3 is 21. So this partial product is going to match our first line. So let's add it up or calculate it and see what happens. 7 times 6 is 42. Be neat here. Be neat. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 4, 16. Carry the 1. 6 times 5. Again, your high five. Tap, tap all the way across. You multiply with these. You add with the top ones. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 1 is 31. I should have 3,162. Okay, so I have 2 ones, yes. And then I have in the tens place, I have 6, yes. In the hundreds place, I have a 1. And in the thousands place, I have a 3. Yep, worked out perfectly. Okay, next one, we're going to hold this with a 0. If I had $1 for every time kids forgot to put the 0 and then they just start putting their second partial product, we could have a pizza party because that's a lot of times they forget. Please put a 0 there to hold that spot. You can call it a ghost 0 if you want, and just it's holding the space. Nobody should be there. 3 times 7. Now we're moving on. We're done with the 6. We're going to multiply with the 3. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. There was nothing to carry, so we're going to add these. 2, 7, 9, 8, 1. 18,972, and I forgot to tie this one to here. Okay, now look at the ones place, 0, 0, 0. Correct. Look at the tens place. There's a 1. Yep, that's all. How about the hundreds place? A 6 and a 2. Yes. How about the thousands place? There's nothing here and nothing here for the thousands, so you just start going 5, 1. There you go. And that's your answer, 18,972. So you're going to learn to like the standard algorithm because it's so procedural. So now we're going to just do the standard algorithm with no area model. I always say, yay! And yes, please rewrite it, make it bigger. These numbers are so tiny for the little 5th grade hands. 649. Notice all the space I have between my numbers. Do it. I'm doing it on purpose so that I can help line up the columns because place value matters. How many times have I said that? 9 times 3 is 27. 12 plus 2 is 14. Then 18 and 1 is 19. Next row. Hold it with the ghost 0. Put a happy face if it makes you happy. And some kids will say, I don't like these numbers hanging out up here. I don't really erase mine very often. I just slash them out and put another big one up on top, and I'll have like a column of numbers sometimes. But I know kids say, oh, but I like it neat. I actually prefer if you leave it there, because then I can see what number you carried, and then I can like find the error. If you got something wrong, I'll say, oh, well, you carried the wrong number, or oh, you added incorrectly when you regrouped. So it helps me, and I'm sure it helps all your teachers out there if you show all your work. So I usually won't erase it like I just did there. Anyway, we're on 5 tens, so it's 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32. Then we add 7, and we get 9, and 9 and 4 is 13, and 2, 3, 4, and 3, 34,397. Zipping right along. Rewrite this one. 4, 9, 6 times 53. Lots of room. 3 times 6, 18, carry the 1. 3 times 9, 27, 28. 12, 13, 14. Hold it with a 0. Move on over to the tens place. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 9 is 45, 46, 47, 48. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Keep everything lined up straight. So many errors from sloppy writing. 8 and 0, 8 and 0. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 4, 5, 6, and 2. 26,288 is your answer. And also, when I correct my students' work, I'm looking at the partial products. So on a test, I would say, okay, first of all, did they write it correctly? Because sometimes they don't. 649 times 53. Then I'm going to look at 1947, 32,450, 34,397. Every single one of these counts. So kids, you really have to make sure that every digit is correct and in the right column. 758, 46. Got to know your factors too. Got to know your products, know your multiplication facts. 6 times 8, 48. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4, 34. 42. 6 times 7, 42. 43, 44, 45. Next row, done with the 6. Hold it with the 0. Move over to the 4 tens. So it's really going to start right here. 4 times 8, 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3, 23. And 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2, 30. And adding 8 and 0, 8. 4 and 2 is 6. 5 and 3 is 8. 4 comes down. 3 comes down. Put your comma in. It's a 5-digit number. 34,868. Bravo. If you got it right, pat yourself on the back. 529 times 48. Again, know those facts. Practice, practice. 8 times 9, 72. Then we've got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 3 more makes 23. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 2, 42. Hold this with a 0. Move on. Done with the 8. 4 times 9, 36. Carry the 3. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1, 21. Add them up. 2, 9, 3, 5, 2, comma, circle, 25,392. Final answer. Not the final problem, though. We've got a word problem. And I believe there is something fun on the back just waiting for you. Yes. Okay. Each of the 25 students in Mr. McDonald's class sold 16 raffle tickets. Okay. 25 kids, 16 raffle tickets each. If each ticket costs $15, how much money did the students raise? Pardon me. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to start out. We've got to find out how many tickets were sold, and then we're going to multiply by 15. So a couple different ways you can approach this. I like it when my students share, because sometimes they'll start with one thing and then they'll do another. But there are a couple different ways to do it. Let's take our 25 kids times the 16 raffle tickets. This is how I would choose. You may have chosen something different. That's okay. And so we're going to find out how many tickets in all. 6 times 5, 30. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15. Done with the ones place. Now we have 1. Ooh, that's easy. 1 times 5, 1 times 2. Add them up. 0, 10, 4. Label what you have here. So if it's 25 students, kids, 16 raffle tickets each, that means it's 400 tickets in all that were sold. Okay, so then also, like, if you set it up with 16 on top and 25 on the bottom, that's totally fine, but you should also get 400 as your answer. If you got them switched around but you got a different answer, that's a problem, because factor times factor equals product, and you can switch the order of the factors and you should still get the same product. So you should have 400 tickets. Now, times $15. Well, why did I set it up this way and not with the standard algorithm? Well, I can, except that we just spent like several lessons doing the grouping. And so you can just kind of group them. The associative property can change the grouping and I'll still get the same answer. And look, why not just take those zeros right out and work with 15 times 4? So if I have 2 15s, I have 30. So if I have 4 15s, I have 60. And so then 6 times 1 is 6. And you should have the 1, 2, 3 zeros. And it's $6,000 raised. Now that's just how I would do it, but you might have a different approach. As long as you got your 6,000, you should probably show your teacher the way you did it, because I'm sure it's just fine. Last problem. Oh, click subscribe and come back again. I hope I'm helping you. Jason buys a car and pays by installments. Here's a big word that you probably don't know what it means. It means monthly payments. Installments is like little bits at a time. Each installment is $567 per month. That's not actually a little bit. That's a pretty hefty payment, but anyway, that's your monthly payment. After 48 months, Jason still owes $1,250. So what was the total price of the vehicle? So let's take this apart. You might want to make a tape diagram if you want to put the pieces together. There's no down payment on this one like on the previous ones. What we do know is that we've got the $567 per month. Okay, and let's say this is month 1, month 2, ... And so all the way up to 48 months of this 567. And at the end, he has this balance, which is another word that you probably don't know, but it's just like the amount that's left. Which is $1,250. So this is the $1,250, okay? And this is all the 567s, all the way up to 48 of them. So what was the total price of the vehicle is what we're getting at here. And so what we don't know is the total price. So what we can do is we can figure out, well, how much money has he paid so far? And then we'll combine that with the balance. So take your 567, and we have to multiply this, yes we do, times 48. And we're going to do that first before we add that last amount that is, we're not going to multiply this, we're going to add it because that's the part that's left. So let's set it up here. Good thing they gave us lots of room. Okay, so you're taking your amount times the number of payments. 8 times 7, 56. I've got 48, 49, 53. 8 times 5 is 45, 45. Hold the spot with a 0. 4 times 7, 28. Carry the 2. 4 times 6, 24, 25, 26. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 2, 22. Add them up. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I have 6 and 6 for 12. 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2. Keep them lined up. And so this is how much he's paid in all. $567 a month times 48 payments. That's a lot. $27,216 in payments. I should have said installments. Okay, but we still have to combine all that with this, our final step here. So take your 27 to 16 and add $12.50, and then that's not $12.50. That is $1,250. Add them up carefully, keeping your columns lined up. Ones placed under ones. 6, 6, 4, 8, 2. And the total price of the vehicle is $28,466. So I hope this is helpful. So many different steps here. This is a tough one, but I hope it was helpful. And click subscribe and come back again. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.